Good morning, everyone. This is Ruben and Veronica with Red Alpha Custom Prints with another episode of Red Alpha Mugshot Monday, the weekend recap edition. These are starting to be recurring because we go to, twice a month. We're either going to visit our kids in Lubbock, or we're going to Austin to visit our kids in Austin. And so our grandson is also in Lubbock. So, we at least twice a month, one to Austin, one to Lubbock. We're making a road trip over there to spend some time with them and just kind of take a break from the grind, so to speak. Mm-hmm. And this past weekend we went to Austin, and so we wanted to share some of the things that we did this weekend and some behind the scene conversations that we had with our adult children, and some food finds that we came across, restaurants that we did, and of course it can't be a Red Alpha Mugshot Monday without some new coffee mugs, right? And so I want to kind of get into this. I got to thank my wife because I wasn't I didn't bring it up like we need to get a new coffee mug or anything like that. I was kind of thinking that I was just going to get one of the mugs that we had and just kind of talk about what we did. But whenever she brought up, we should go to we were already going to Round Rock Donuts. And so she said, maybe they have some coffee mugs there. And that just kind of fired me up because I was like, all right, that's now it's on, because, we were already going to Round Rock Donuts. And so I ended up getting this coffee mug, which is a ceramic mug. And like my wife always says, these right here, for some reason, like these diner style coffee mugs, the coffee just tastes a little different,
right?
It does. And of course, I drink my coffee black, well, at least for the last couple weeks. So it's not, the taste doesn't taste any better, but there's just something about the way that it feels in my hands and, just kind of like the feel on my lip. I feel like I'm at the Waffle House or something, just like old school diner and just enjoying the coffee in one of these mugs. And so we, as often as we can, we go to Round Rock Donuts. And so Round Rock Donuts is just one, it's honestly, it's at the top of my list for donuts. We used to live out there in Round Rock. So it's just kind of, I don't know if it's actually the donuts that are that great or if it was just the memories that I have of going to Round Rock Donuts with the kids when we were out there, and maybe a little bit of both. But the donuts are good, especially when they're fresh out of the oven and they're it's really soft and hot. I always go with the glazed and the chocolate. And my wife, she likes the donut holes.
Yeah, this time I got the donut holes. They're good donuts, in my opinion. They're good donuts. And I think it's, it's a hot spot, it's a tourist spot. When people come through and you see a lot of people when it is busy over on the weekends, when we've been there. I mean, you see lines, the line of cars in the drive-through, and then just people, getting down and making lines on the two windows. They're good donuts. I got the donut holes this time. They taste a lot better. I mean, it's the same donut.
Yeah.
But it's just the convenience of the size of it, and it just,
bite size.
Bite size, and it was 2 dozen or 24 count.
Yeah.
But it was more than that.
They throw in some extras?
Yes, a lot. Like it was almost 36 donut holes.
Yeah.
And it was a lot.
Hooked you up.
So, that's what I got this time. I've gotten their cinnamon roll is really good as well. Just a regular size, not the big humongous one.
Yeah.
But this time I didn't get it. I just didn't want to
overdo it. Yeah, same here. Sometimes we'll get like a dozen, 6 glazed, 6 chocolate, and so I wasn't really like, I felt like we had already eaten bad for the weekend, so
we met our quota.
So I was like, I do want the donuts, but I'm not going to go overboard and then when we get back, if we have it here in the house, we're going to eat it.
Eat donut.
So we don't keep
Every
donuts
day.
in the house.
Mhm.
We don't keep like sugary cereals.
No.
And I mean, I'm not saying that we don't eat
that we don't eat
we
it.
go out to eat that.
Yeah.
Because if it's here, then we're going to eat it 3 times a day. So
Yeah.
we at least want to make an attempt, to eat healthy and to live a healthy lifestyle. But yeah, Round Rock Donuts. It's just for me, it's just has become one of those places to where when we go out to, I say Austin, but our kids don't actually live in Austin. They live in Pflugerville. And Pflugerville, all of them now, but they were in Georgetown and Pflugerville or whatever. But I call that Austin. Just like when you're going to Dallas, you can be going to Arlington. I mean, when you're going to Arlington, you just say you're going to Dallas or Fort Worth.
Right,
it's like it could be in any one of those cities, right? So
yeah,
same thing with Austin. Just used to saying Austin. So
yeah, I like Pflugerville.
I do too.
I like the city. It's it's got a both. It's got the small town feel when you go downtown. And then the big city feel, obviously, because it's surrounded by the I-35 and 45.
Yeah, and the cool thing about it is that right there at Round Rock, the lady who brought out the donuts, the order, right? She said your name like with the right accent.
Yes,
Veronica.
Veronica.
It's like, man,
yeah,
that's pretty cool. It's like instead of being called Vivian or
Vanessa,
it's like
Victoria.
She got your name down.
She got my name down even with the accent, and me, I've been gotten used to saying my name over here in Abilene, Veronica, because that's how
people
say it here. But it's Veronica. When I lived in Del Rio, for 30 years, and then I moved here 21 years ago. But I always said Veronica, and then over here I would say Veronica, and then they would be like, and then I'm like, okay, Veronica.
Yeah, you even say, what is that? Well, when we're talking about picadillo, and it's like, because it's like, that's what it's called, right? But it's like, what is it?
I never called it picadillo.
Ground beef and papas.
It's just carne molida with papas.
Yeah, I've heard it said like that too, but I've also heard the picadillo, and I was like, okay. So for a long time, I was like, well, what is it? I was like, oh, okay, that's just ground beef with papas. So, yeah, but I like that too. But yeah, so Round Rock Donuts is those places. I like Round Rock because we used to have a house in Round Rock, and I like the Round Rock Express. I used to work for Dell Computers out in Round Rock, and so Round Rock has kind of like a special place in my heart, just because of the history that I have there at Round Rock. But Austin too, Pflugerville, and all that stuff too, because I also worked at one of the Dell campuses right there off of Howard Lane, right there in Pflugerville, and so
yeah, we went by there, right?
Yeah, right there, yeah. And so so I got some history in there, working right there off of Howard Lane for Dell Computers, and then once I arrived, they moved me to the main Round Rock campus, and we worked in sales for the Latin American division, and so I was selling computers, selling hard drives and all that stuff, laptops and desktops, and
over 20 years ago, right?
Over 20 years ago, yeah. And so Round Rock, yeah. But so the donuts was definitely one of our things. It's like on a Saturday, whenever kids aren't at school and we're off of work, so it's like, let's go get some donuts, some Round Rock donuts. And it was just right there on Mays Street. So it was pretty cool. So yeah, so that's my coffee mug, but you got a coffee mug too.
I did. So I got one in Goldthwaite, and I've seen them there, but like Goldthwaite is like, it's on the way, and then on the way back we stop at that convenience store. It's a new convenience store. It's called the Star Mart 20. They put it here, and it's a truck stop too. So they have a whole bunch. They got a little like a restaurant in there. Hot food but I've been looking at these coffee mugs. We've seen them before. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get one, and then. So there's mine. It's, nice design. It's Goldthwaite and all that. And so I went up there to purchase it. It was only $4.99, and then the guy says, "You know what? For one more dollar, you can go ahead and get another one." And I'm like, "Just for one more dollar?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah."
So we got two of them. Cool. He said he wanted to do something nice for us. Right?
Oh, I didn't hear that.
That's what he said. Yeah, whenever you were grabbing the other one, so he's like, "Yeah, I just wanted to do something nice for you," and I was like, you know, maybe my shirt was wrinkled or you know, something like that. You know, I didn't have deodorant and on. He's like, "Oh, you know, poor guys. Let me bless them.
They have to share one mug.
Yeah." And I was like, but hey, I was grateful for it. I was like, man, thanks. I appreciate that.
Pretty cool. For $6, I got two. I'm just showing this one. The next Monday, I'll show the other one. Yeah. I mean, it's a nice design and everything. And so we you know, it's on the way. Maybe we should another little, you know, Brownwood early. I don't know. Maybe we could find another one.
Maybe, yeah, because these are our stops. I don't know. So like whenever we go on trips, and I've always been like this, but I'm starting to get back into like, you know, this is the way that I do it. So we make stops, like planned stops. Like, you know, if we're going to stop here in Brownwood, it's going to be at this place right here. If we don't stop in Brownwood, we go a little bit further, Goldthwaite, and we stop here at this place, the Star Mart. And so we have it figured out. You know, it's like we don't sit there and like impulse. Really, it's just this is our. It used to be the Cousins, right there in Brownwood. Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
I think it's called Cousins. It's right whenever you're about to turn Brownwood going into Early, and before you make that turn, it's a place that little.
It's right across an Allsups.
A gas station. Yeah, and so that used to be my stop like forever. Like just go there and then, you know, use the restroom, buy some candy or whatever it is. And then on the way back, the same thing. But then they built the Allsups. I don't know how long ago, and so the Allsups sometimes plays in. But then they built this Gold Star right there in Goldthwaite, and then that has become our place.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, and then there's another place getting right into Lampasas, right before we get into Lampasas.
Yeah, well, it's in Lampasas. On the way out.
Yeah.
That one intersection, the main intersection on the way out. So we stopped there. I don't even know the name of the convenience store, but that's our stop. We stop in Coleman at the Allsups right before you turn left.
Yeah.
That's our stop. And then Early, it's in Early, and then Goldthwaite.
Yeah. So it just stops, you know, just not, we're not really in a rush unless we have to, like this past weekend, we had to be there by a certain time.
Yeah, because
of the movie. And so we're like, we already had tickets. We got the invites. And we're like, we'll be there. So we're like, all right, we got to be out of here by 9:30.
Yeah, the latest.
We want to make it on time. And so, you know, going that way, we kind of reduce the amount of stops.
We just stopped
like once maybe. Yeah. And so, but whenever we're just kind of taking it easy, it's like we don't have to be there at a certain time. Sometimes we stop at all of them. Sometimes it's 2 or 3, but those are the spots that we stop at. And we're just kind of in that routine.
Yeah.
I like to, you know, I always have to have some water when I'm going, but then, you know, it's like on the way back, you know, get some candy, you know, and what do I get?
The sweet tarts.
The sweet tarts. I like to get the sweet tarts. If I can find the you know, the right thing, what are those, that bag with the nuts.
The trail mix.
The trail mix. God, I can never remember it when I'm on camera. And so I like the I guess it's the tropical mix.
Yeah,
it's tropical mix where it has the dried fruit, but I also like the you know the nuts too. You know, it's like I like all of that. I like the one with the coconut and the dried you know, pineapples and mango and all that stuff. I like that one. But lately, I haven't been able to find it at any of our stops.
No.
So maybe we got to go to like HEB or something.
Walmart is where we've gotten the ones that you like right before. Well, sometimes, you know, I do get like our waters and stuff right before we leave. Like, but usually it's, you know, we're ready to go, we're working, and then all the way up to the point that we have to leave almost, you know, we just give ourselves about an hour and a half to get ready.
Throwing some clothes.
Pack our bags last minute. You know, we already know what we need. And so we're just off.
Yeah. Yeah, but this time I guess I was just like, I don't know what I was thinking. I forgot my belt, and I only brought one pair of socks. So I wore one pair of socks the whole weekend, and I hope no one smelled me. But I was like, man, and I personally don't like wearing the same socks. Like if they're dirty, I don't like doing it. Especially if I sweat, it's hard for me to put the same socks on.
Yeah.
And sometimes even if we go to the gym and it's not even a hard workout, I'll come back and I'll have to change my socks. It's just something that.
But you always pack light. Oh, I'm always amazed when I look at your bag. I'm like, you just brought two shorts,
two shorts, two underwear, maybe 2 or 3 shirts, and because I'm just.
I don't. I pack my stuff, and I pack 4 or 5 shorts, lots of t-shirts, a dress, a jean jacket, and shoes, and just other t-shirts that aren't really like to go out. It's just in case, just to relax in, and then my hair dryer, and so I always
You're ready for whatever.
Yeah, just in case we have to stay a little longer.
Yeah,
I have some extra clothes and.
Yeah, I should be more prepared, but I'll just go with the bare essentials. I got my toothbrush, I got my my razor, got my deodorant, and the clothes that I got on, and then a change of clothes, and maybe another one, depending on how long we were planning to stay.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I mean that's the process that we go. This time was really cool because so we have 3 kids that are out there in Austin, and they're all adult kids. They all have their their life, their their work schedules, and so they all make time for us, and sometimes they're off on the same weekend or day, and so we get them all at the same time. Or if we plan really well, like a movie or something like that, we can all get together. And but this time we had to get them separately.
Yeah.
And so we showed up on Friday, with my daughter and her fiance, and so we watched the movie, and then we went to go eat afterwards. And that's what I want to talk about, the places that we ate, right? And then but then on Saturday we met up with our other daughter, and then we and her boyfriend, and we ate at a different place and breakfast, and then so we so on Friday, after the movie, and we'll talk about the movie after this, but after that, we went to this burger joint, right? That's right there in Round Rock. What's the name of that place?
Buddy's Burgers.
Oh yeah, Buddy's Burgers.
It's new.
It's a new place. I thought it was great. I overate, and so after well, first of all, I wasn't really hungry to begin with. Because we ate. We ate McDonald's in the morning. Right?
And then we had popcorn and candy
while we're eating. And so I was already feeling full. But don't tell me that hey, do you want to try this new burger joint? Because I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And so we went, and so I was able to I ordered their number 2 combo. If I go to a new burger joint, it's always going to be the double meat with, if they have jalapenos, double meat with cheese, that kind of stuff. And so they had the spicy classic. I think that's what it's called. It was the number 4.
Real spicy?
Yeah. Oh. So it was the number 4. And so I read, and that's what they call it, but it had the jalapenos, it had pepper jack cheese, and then it had, all the veggies and all that. The beef was, like grass-fed beef, and the fries. I don't know what they cook the fries in, but it gives you the impression of like a one of those places where they pick good ingredients to cook it, right? Like an In-N-Out burger. Like In-N-Out burger, supposedly they cook with different ingredients. Or Five Guys, I don't know. It just kind of had
Five Guys.
Where Five Guys like with peanut
oil.
So that's not really
really great.
But anyways, this place, I didn't get the impression that they were cooking with corn oil, or vegetable oil. Maybe it was tallow or something like that. Beef tallow, but it was good. And so I got the classic fries instead of the seasoned fries. But my daughter, she didn't finish hers, so she asked me if I wanted wanted her fries, and of course, I'll never turn down any fries. It doesn't matter if I'm. Well, yeah, I will sometimes.
And what do you say? You always try anything?
Yeah, I'll do anything twice.
You'll try anything twice.
Try anything twice. And so I got the. So shout out to the friend who gave me that concept. I don't even remember who you are, but it's a friend that I used to work with in Austin, if I'm not mistaken, where he was like, man, I'll try anything twice. And I thought that was just a funny concept. I was like, man, I'm going to adopt that for myself. But so the seasoned fries were great. Whenever we go back and if we go back to Buddy's again, which I'm sure we will, I'm going to get the seasoned fries this time. And they had a milkshakes, and but they had one that was only going to be, it was like a limited edition. It was the Fruity Pebbles milkshake, and man, that sucker was, like Lavelle Crawford said, it was off the chain, and so we I had that, and I shouldn't have eaten it because I was already full, but man, I was stuffed after that, and I was stuffed like the rest of the night. It felt like. But I still ate, right?
Yeah, what did we eat?
I don't remember what we ate.
I don't think we ate.
We didn't eat?
We didn't have like a meal. No.
No, we didn't? Okay. Yeah, because I was stuffed, man. I was like, man, I don't know if I can eat anything else. And so that was that Friday. And then on Saturday, right before, we were supposed to go to this new store that my daughter wanted to go to. We could talk about that. But the place that we went was the home kitchen for breakfast, and so it's one of those places that you go to and you think like, man, this is going to be kind of expensive,
right?
Just the way that they're building the buildings, they all look like, oh man, okay, it's going to be a little bit more, but it was reasonably priced. It wasn't like super expensive, and well, I don't think it was, and so, but the food was good. I had the pancakes and I had an omelet, and like when it goes to eating breakfast at places, I like to get something that's close to the Colorado omelet at IHOP. And so anything that's kind of close to that, if we're going to a breakfast spot, I go for that. And then of course, got to have some pancakes when you're eating out for breakfast. And so we that's what I did. What did you
I just got the tried and true, just bacon, scrambled eggs, and 2 pancakes.
Yeah, I think it was called the perfect plate, right?
The perfect combo.
The perfect combo. That's what it was called. So all 3 of you got it. All 3 of you got the perfect combo.
Now Margarita got some chorizo.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought I guess it was you and Adrian. All right, and so that perfect combo was calling me too. The only problem is that it was 2 eggs, and I wanted 3 eggs. And instead of ordering 3 eggs, I was like, I'm just going to get an omelet, and then order the pancakes. And I noticed that my pancakes were different. Yeah, they sprinkled some powdered sugar on it, which I'm not mad at them, but I just noticed that it was different, And then the waitress, her name was Valentina, like your mom.
Valentina, like my mom.
Yeah, and so that was kind of unique because you don't come across a lot of people named Valentina.
It's not a common name.
Yeah, and then she said, "Oh yeah, where are you from?" And what I think that she was asking is like, what is your ethnicity?
Or where is your mom from? Yeah, because her name's Valentina, like her.
Yeah, but she was asking where you're from, and so my wife was like, Abilene.
Abilene.
Like, she's talking about, the rancho. Tell her you're from Acuña or something, It's like
from the Rancho Margarita.
Yeah, that's what she was asking. And because in Austin, there's people from all over the place.
Yeah, all over the country.
And all over the world, really. All over the world. So when they're asking you where you're from, that's what they're trying to get to. Like, what country are you from?
I said, Abilene. I go, here in Texas. Yeah. I'm a Texas girl.
We're from the Bible Belt of Texas, the key city. And so anyway, she didn't have any comeback. Like, oh, Abilene, okay.
Okay. What do you want? Anything else?
Yeah. Want any more coffee? Boring. No. But yeah. So that was cool. There's someone. Your mom's tocayo. Tocaya. Yeah. And so yeah. So that we went to those places, and then we went to another place. Just me and my wife. It was on Saturday. Was it on
Saturday for lunch or late lunch?
Late lunch, yeah. And so, little place called Pecan Street Station
In Pflugerville.
in Pflugerville. It's just kind of your classic, restaurant that has a little bit of everything. They had I got a chili cheese dog and I think that the club sandwich. I got a club sandwich, which if I'm not getting a burger at a place, if they have club sandwiches, I'm gonna go for the club sandwich. And but I had a hankering for a cheese dog, chili cheese dog, so I got that, and it was good. It was decent. And the only thing I had a problem with was the bun on the chili cheese dog. It couldn't hold the hot dog, so that's the only thing. But I mean, other than that, it's everything was good. The club sandwich was, it was cut into halves instead of like 4 pieces. But I mean, it was good. I mean, the fries were good. Everything was good. And so I enjoyed those 3 places. And was there anything that
I got the BLT. Wasn't the best BLT that I've had. It was okay.
Yeah, just okay. I would go back. I'd go back
and try something else.
Yeah, it's a spot that you go, and it's like it's good to know that it's there, because the more that we go, to that area, we don't want to go to the same exact places.
Yeah.
Right. And so, but one place that we are going to go back to or go to when we're there is Popeyes. Just because the Popeyes over here in Abilene closed down on Ambler.
On Ambler, and then the one is way across town.
Yeah. Is it still open?
I think so.
So it's like,
way across town.
If I'm in the mood for a chicken sandwich here in Abilene, I'm usually, I got to go with Chick-fil-A, or we go to Chicken Express.
Chicken Express.
And those are all right. But,
it's like Golden Chick.
Golden Chick, yeah. But, it's nice to have a variety. And I do want a Popeyes chicken sandwich every now and then, but not enough to go 15 minutes away.
Way across town.
Yeah, over here in Abilene, we're spoiled because you can get anywhere in town in 15 minutes. And it's amazing how, whenever we go in Austin, like 15 minutes is nothing.
Right. And like
everywhere's 30 minutes.
You expect, 30, 45 minutes, even 45 minutes if we're going to go somewhere.
Yeah, even in the toll road. Yeah. And so it's just a bigger place. But it doesn't seem to bother us when we're over there. But over here, it's like, man, I want to go to right down the street.
I want to go to HEB. It's like way over there.
Yeah.
On the south side.
On the south side. Yeah. And so, but as we're going there, we try to find different spots. That way we're not just eating the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Even the coffee, like we go to Starbucks a lot because it's on our way out, like we know. But then there's another place that we went to called the Human Being. That's slowly the Human Being. Bean. Yeah. Like coffee bean. And so, it's becoming our spot.
Yeah, we've gone there
becoming our
times.
Spot. Yeah. Except this time I ordered just a regular mocha, and I'm not really a fan of just mocha. I like white chocolate mocha.
White chocolate.
And so they have a different name for it. So I wasn't fast enough to really look up the one that I ordered before last time. But next time I'm gonna look it up, and I'll already have it down.
Yeah.
It's like when I go to Starbucks, I always order the same one, and because I know that it's going to taste good.
Yeah.
And so yeah, those are the food finds I would recommend if you guys are over there. Definitely that Home Kitchen is good. The Buddy's Burgers.
These burgers.
That's definitely a good place.
Round Rock, both in Round Rock.
Yeah, and I think they have more than one location. But yeah, try those. The Pecan Street Station. That's one of the places. If like, if you don't have anywhere else to go, it's good food, but it's one of those places where it's like, I don't know, nothing to write home about. It's good food. It's good food, but I would recommend those other places over that one. And so yeah, that's those are some of the new places that we tried, and I'm sure we'll go back and we'll have some more either. Because that Buddy's, there's more on the menu. They even sell beer there.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
They even sell beer. So, maybe if we go for dinner, might try see what they got on tap. Check that out. But and that's unusual to go to a burger place.
Yeah.
Go to a burger place and they have beer. It's a restaurant is one thing. This doesn't. It's not a restaurant. It's more like you're going to a burger place,
like a fast food, but it's not that.
Yeah,
like a chain.
Yeah, so you don't get that if you go like they don't have beer at Burger King or Whataburger.
No.
Right, and so or In-N-Out Burger, none of those places. But this place had beer, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. That it's kind of different. So there's that. But what we went over, we were excited. Is on Friday we had got some tickets, to the Fantastic Four, and so my kids are nerds just like I am. We're into the comics, and I started out my kids like little, like they were watching the Harry Potters before they even knew, what Harry Potter was, and we were reading the books and we were watching the movies, and we watched all the old Spider-Mans, all the old Disney classic. We watched them on the big screen, and on Blockbuster. We'd go to Blockbuster and rent those things, and so they're movie buffs just like we are now, right? And so whenever we were planning the trip, my daughter, she says, well, we're planning on watching the Fantastic Four on that Friday, and it's going to be at 1:30 if you guys are able to make it. And so I was like, we'll make it. And so we'll figure it out. So we took off about 9:30. We got there in time to even watch the previews, I think. And so I enjoyed the movie. There, even within our group, there's mixed reviews. Like some like thought it was okay for starting, like a new movie, starting a new phase. And others were like, man, it was great, right? And I'm kind of in between. I thought it was great, but I also think that, I understand that this movie is starting a new phase in the Marvel world. So they're introducing the Fantastic Four, and they got Doctor Doom coming in, and so it's like building up to what's going to happen after that. So whenever you got a movie that's like that, you can't just give out, do everything in that movie. Even though it's a standalone, but it's like you're telling a story. And that's one thing that I think that the Marvel, they got right. Like they took 20 years to tell that story. They started with Iron Man, and then it went from Iron Man, and then it built up to the Avengers, and it's like all the different people who were going to be in the Avengers, and then they all had their own story, and it tied together. And then they even had shows on Disney where it's like these shows, you got to watch this show so that what's going on. And so Marvel did a real good job of telling that story. And so now that phase is over, now they're coming out to with Doctor Doom, right? And so it's going to all come to this end, I guess, and then they're going to go on to other stuff, which that's what this movie is good. It's of course they didn't go through like introducing the Fantastic Four, like this is how they got their power. They didn't spend a lot of time on that. They just kind of briefly, like, okay, just to recap, this is how they came into power, and so whenever they're getting right into it. Like they're already known for being the superheroes, and they're loved by their community or whatever. And so anytime there's a threat, they Fantastic Four, that's their deal. And so but the big threat was Galactus. And so turns out Galactus was looking for their baby, and they weren't going to give up their baby, and so that's what that was all about. They could have saved the world by giving up their baby. I think I would have been with them. It's like, man, you're not going to have my baby. And then, man, Franklin Richards, that's their baby. I didn't know how powerful he was. And so obviously he has the power to bring back, the dead, right? But from what I understand, and I did some research on his powers, he can create like universes. Like that's some straight up power. And so I wouldn't want to give him up even if he didn't know how to do that. You know, if my kid just like grew up with two left feet and, didn't know, how to chew gum and walk at the same time,
Like,
I'd love him the same.
this is my kid.
This is my kid. You cannot have my kid.
Mm-hmm.
But man, imagine if you could create universes, even less, right?
Yeah.
Even less. So we watched the Fantastic Four. What did you think about it as someone who's not really like a huge fan of these movies, but you watch them because I like them, but then you never put up a fight, so I mean you gotta like enjoy it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean I don't know the backstory of the characters, the superheroes, and you let me in on what's going on. So I've never read a comic book. I wasn't into comic books growing up, and I watched Wonder Woman on TV and the Incredible Hulk on TV, but I never knew any of the Superman. Obviously, I liked it. I mean, I liked the movie because it's out.
It's out. And it's entertaining.
Yeah,
right? It's entertaining. It's like I think sometimes people have a problem whenever it's not like the movie's not based on reality, like the rules of the real world. So whenever someone can fly, whenever they got powers, whenever they got things like that, sometimes people have trouble like connecting to that because it's like, oh, they can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it, but whenever you're watching a movie, you're escaping reality. No one really falls in love like that. I mean, take any type of movie, it's like they embellish it, right? And that's why we go. We go because we want to take we want to escape this world or reality, and then at least witness or watch and be entertained by what's on the big screen. And so, if they do a good job, it'll hit all your different emotions, and you'll be excited whenever the good guy does something good, and you'll be nervous whenever the bad guy looks like he's about to win. And the music, I mean, I like the music that they play that kind of lets you know that something bad's about to happen or something cool is about to pop off. And so I love watching movies because of that. Because it's like, man, I can just kind of look and I can like really appreciate the creative energy that goes into making these movies. And of course I did read the comics whenever I was a kid. And so watching these things come to life, it's just like, man, I'm living my dream watching these things. I only wish that I kept my comics because, man, they might be worth a lot of money nowadays. And so that was movie number one. And movie number two, so movie number two was at the theater, right? So, but it wasn't in the second movie we watched. But the second movie at the theater was Superman that we watched. And so that was one that I was looking forward to watching, even before the Fantastic Four. We just never got the tickets to doing it. And we even, wrapped a hood for one of our friends whose name is Superman. And that's his legal name, Superman. So we wrapped his hood because he supports our business and we want to show him some appreciation. But even before that, when I was watching the movie, when I was watching the previews, I knew that I wanted to watch this movie just because I'm a fan of Superman. I even got a Superman tattoo, if that says anything. And so I don't know if it was because I was Superman or Bon Jovi, but I really wasn't a big fan of Bon Jovi. I liked the music, but
go with the Superman.
Go with the Superman. But Bon Jovi, he had the tattoo, and so when I saw it, I was like, "That's kind of cool. I'm going to get it. I don't care what anybody says." And so if anybody ever said, "Oh man, it's because you're in love with Bon Jovi," like, no man, because of Superman. And so, anyways, so Superman, as far as the DC world, Superman and Batman. And a couple other characters, but Superman is one of those where I'm going to watch his movies no matter what. And so going into it, you see the like the critics, man, the critics, they like made me feel like it was going to be corny, or it's just going to be like for kids, and and I was like, so I was going into it kind of bracing myself for that, but I liked it.
Yeah, I
enjoyed it. They I like the way that they made him more, they humanized him, right? He wasn't just this, the all powerful man of steel. Nothing hurts him. You know, they they made it seem like he gets his feelings hurt. And like he cares about what people think, and it's like those kind of things. He's worried about his dog, and and he doesn't like it when people give him bad reviews, with the monkey bots. The monkey bots was hilarious, man. I was like, that is hilarious. They ought to do a spinoff. I made a thing with ChatGPT on with like an old school poster, and it was called Attack of the Monkey Bots. And so I'm going to try to pitch that to James Gunn. James Gunn, if you're watching this by any chance, maybe there might be a chance to do a spin-off movie with the Attack of the Monkey Bots. And I think that there's gold there, right? That was just a good comedy relief in the movie. And but I mean, they did a good job of like showing him, he's strong, but he's not, but he is vulnerable, right? And so he was fighting himself, a clone of himself. Lex Luthor, this guy that played Lex Luthor, was he's up there. He's at the top. I think the guy that it's not the same guy. The guy that played Lex Luthor in Smallville, I think I like him more. But this guy was pretty good. Lex Luthor, definitely better than Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman, I didn't like that. The Lex Luthor, right? But this guy in this movie was pretty good. Lois Lane, I like the Lois Lane. This girl that played Lois Lane, I like her better than the one in the original. Yeah, the original, man, she was kind of weird. She's coming on too strong. I was like, man, take a cold shower, Lois. She's like asking him these questions. I was like, man.
She was thinking those questions. She was
she was thinking.
Can you read my mind?
Oh, yeah. Gosh. It would have been funny. Like, you know what? I can't read your mind.
I can't. Stop.
Yeah. She's like, I could be yours and you could be mine. She's all crazy.
You're not all that, Lois.
Yeah, I know. I was telling. So we ended up watching the original Superman just because my wife, she's like, after watching this movie, she wanted to watch the first one. And
the original one from 78.
Yeah. So we went back on Sunday night, right? Sunday night after we watched this one on Sunday afternoon. And so we watched that one, and man, it still holds up. Still holds up. But I was saying, Superman, you could do better than her.
Than Lois, because she always had something negative, to say, but this, but that, and
not only that, but she seemed older than him. I don't know.
Well, maybe that's the type that was, people back in the late 70s were into. Maybe.
What about Farrah Fawcett and
Farrah? Maybe she had the Charlie's Angels.
Raquel Welch and those. You know what I mean? It's like, if you think
Raquel Welch is not going to be working at a newspaper,
right?
First of all,
right.
So,
yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know. It's just like, I think that they did a better job casting the Lois Lane of the new Superman.
Yeah,
because at least she's like they're compatible, right? But I like to see compatible. Like Superman needs to have a Superwoman. I've always thought that Wonder Woman and Superman make a good couple, but Wonder Woman don't like Superman. She likes Batman. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't know.
So that goes to show you that having power isn't everything, because Bruce Wayne is rich. And so Wonder Woman doesn't want anything to do with no small town Smallville boy, and, who can, who's faster than a locomotive and can leap tall buildings in a single bound, and it's faster than a speeding bullet.
Yeah.
Right? She don't care about all that. She's not impressed, right? And I think that maybe she's not impressed is because she can do the same thing. She's strong, right? And she has her belt of truth, her lasso of truth, right? But she likes Batman. Yeah,
You know that.
yeah. She's into Batman, and so more power to Batman. I like Batman too, but I've always thought that Superman and Wonder Woman make a good couple, right? Batman and Batgirl, that Batman, Batgirl, right? Or Batman and Catwoman, that was all right, good couple. But anyways, I thought that Lois Lane in this one was better, and it was cool because the Lois Lane, whatever her name is, she was in a movie that we were watching
the night before
called The Amateur.
Yeah,
so she had a small part. She was the wife of the guy that was like trying to
avenge
her death, right? And but it was the same actress, and I thought that she was what's her name from
Dolores
from Westworld, because they do look alike, and you don't think so? They look alike. So both of them have Rachel in her name.
Yeah, they're both.
Yeah,
Rachel.
One of them is Rachel something Buchanan, I think, and the other one is Evan Rachel. Yeah, and so, but she had black hair in the Superman movie, but she actually has blonde hair, and they had a picture of her and that other girl from Westworld, like together, and they both had blonde hair, and I was like, same person, they look alike. And anyway, so I thought that was Dolores from Westworld for any of you Westworld fans, but it's not her. Yeah. But so they did good on that one, and Lex Luthor was definitely good. So I give them props on that. The Superman movie was enjoyable. It was a lot of action to it. It's got some funny parts to it. There was this one part where, Jonathan Kent, which is the human father that raised Superman. He had a pretty cool line where, this is after Superman kind of heard the whole story of what his mom and dad wanted him to do. Like his mom and dad wanted him to come in here and just be like a king. Like, you're going to be more powerful than them. And so we need to, you need to take a bunch of wives and you need to,
So that part was true. I thought that maybe Lex Luthor was manipulating that.
Well, we don't really know. We don't know. And so they could have manipulated that with artificial intelligence. The monkey bots probably did that. We don't really know yet, but he thought that he thought it was true.
It.
Yeah. And so whenever he was talking to Jonathan Kent, he was like, everything that I thought I was here for was kind of a lie. It was only half of the story. And so his dad told him, he said, well, it's not, it's your choices. Your choices is what make you human or what make you good or bad, right? And so I thought, man, that was kind of like, that's good stuff right there, because, he has all the power in the world, but instead of using that power to do bad, he uses it to do good. And so it's a choice that he makes all of the time. And even in the original movies and the comics, Superman always seemed to be the moral compass. Like he's not going to hurt people. He's not going to kill them. In the original, he says, I don't lie, and he's just like, he's just kind of the role model citizen. Yeah. But when you take someone like an anti-hero or like Batman is more darker, and he will hurt you, and he'll probably kill you. I tend to like those guys because that's more realistic. Yeah. Superman was always good, and I like him for that. He was always good. He's never going to do the wrong thing, so you can count on him. But whenever they when they make him human, now you're starting to introduce the human side of him, right? So he's going to have the emotions. He's going to think about it. He's going to think about hurting you. And he's going to think about like, well, maybe I should do this. I got all this power. And so that's why I like that they humanized him, because now we can relate a little bit more. He's not a guy from a different planet that is incapable of doing bad. He's someone who grew up, on Earth, and so he has the same emotions that we do. And so I like that. I like the fact that they humanized him. And so Superman, thumbs up. Uh, the Fantastic Four, thumbs up from us for sure. And then we went a little nostalgia, on Saturday night, right? Saturday night with Happy Gilmore.
Oh yeah,
Happy Gilmore 2. And so, man, that hit all the right buttons.
Yes.
It was it was a Happy Gilmore movie.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's got the goofy comedy and man, it was just good.
I liked it.
That's just one of those where it's like it was cool because we're watching it with my son, and we watched the Happy Gilmore when he was a kid, so it's like the Happy Gilmore, and then watching it again, it's kind of like, like just the nostalgia on both of us,
Yeah.
And you didn't even know that Eminem was in it. Yeah.
No.
And so,
like, I'd seen him with dark hair, and it just didn't. I don't know. It didn't look. I didn't notice until I read comments the day after, where people were commenting on Netflix Facebook page about the movie. I was like, "What? Eminem was in there?"
Yeah, he was the heckler's son, right?
Yeah,
he was the heckler's son, the one that was just like sitting there to heckle Happy Gilmore in the first one, like jackass.
And
that was his tagline.
The alligators got him.
The alligators got old Eminem, and then they had old Lavelle Crawford as the son of what's his name.
I forgot his name.
The one that Carl Weathers.
Yeah.
Carl Weathers plays, and
that was funny.
And his hand was like way off,
I know, it was
all long.
Like you could tell he was holding it. I mean, they didn't even.
They weren't even trying.
No, right? It's like he's just holding it with the jacket over. You can see like his grip and everything.
Yeah, that was funny. And Lavelle Crawford is hilarious, man. We ended up watching a couple of stand-ups with him because that guy's hilarious. But yeah, it was really good. What's his name? Adam Sandler had his whole family there with him,
his
right?
daughters and wife.
Yeah, and his daughters look exactly like his wife.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was a weekend full of movies and shows and food and that's not even all. I mean, we just I feel like we had like we filled up the weekend with the activities, and so we were when we weren't eating, we were watching shows and or movies or sitting around talking and that's where it really gets good, because with our kids being adult kids, we're having adult conversations, and it just reminds me of what we, these are the rewards, these are the rewards whenever you're a parent and you raise good kids. Your kids grow up to be good kids. You end up having normal conversations with them and about their lives, about their plans, to build a family of their own, their career, moving up and in their careers and all our kids there, they're getting promotions. They're in positions to to further themselves and they're settling down, they're buying houses, they're starting having babies, and so we're having conversations, with our kids like that. And even with, at the end, it's like, it's starting to become a tradition, I guess it is like whenever we leave on Monday morning and our son has to go to work early, we'll sit down for a few minutes at Starbucks. Mm-hmm. We'll have some coffee and then, and just talk. And so we're talking about how his mind shifted, to where it's like, at first it was more about how to climb the corporate ladder. And then now it's kind of like settling into the position that he's in and just kind of like, just just going in and doing your job and not feeling the pressure of needing to to climb the ladder. And I said, I think that life is kind of like that. It's like, we go through seasons of to where it's like a comfort zone. We go through a comfort zone where it's cool, but then you kind of get yourself out of it and you're like, you know what, I can do more, I can do better. And so you go for it. I know that I've gone through phases like that, to where it's like sometimes it's good to just have a weekend off. And definitely now that we've taken 2 weekends out of a month, to where we don't schedule any work, and we go spend it with our kids. That's something that I don't ever want to change. Matter of fact, I'm looking for ways to take more trips, because right now we got one grandson and one on the way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if our other kids start having babies, we can easily be at 5, grandkids. They have 2, 10, like that.
Yeah.
Like that. If each of them have 2 kids on their own, we got 10 grandkids, right? And that's not out of the question. And so, man, we got to figure it out. And so that's what I was telling my wife. I was like, the plan needs to be, how can we, how can we navigate this next season of our life, and like replace ourselves in production and in areas to where it allows us to handle different parts of the business. Like I'm more comfortable with doing promotional videos, doing marketing type stuff, sales, new product stuff, new designs with shirts, and more of the creative stuff. I'm more, that's where I feel more comfortable. And I feel less comfortable in the actual production of the product. But we do what we got to do. And my wife is really good and skilled at the administrative stuff. So that's something to where if we can bring on a team to handle the production part, then our business is actually kind of portable. We could do business from anywhere. We actually do.
And we have, yeah.
And we have. I mean,
Yeah.
people have reached out to us while we're in Lubbock or while we're in Austin, for projects that range from some vehicle magnets to a fleet, fleet wraps or banners, signs, all that stuff. And so our business is really portable, and it's something that I had in mind from the very beginning. I believe that you got to establish yourself where you're at, and I like to say it, bloom where you're planted. But and you establish roots to where we are definitely an Abilene business, right? We're integrated in the community and we're here, right? But there is a side of our business that we can do business while we're in Lubbock, and we could do business while we're in Austin, in the Austin area. We can develop clients there. We have sort of roots in those areas. We have reasons to be in those areas. And so it's nice to be able to have a business that you can go and conduct business wherever you're at.